this house from his own hands. And that's why we're saying, look at these places, go afterwards, drink the wine. The wine is the wine that Hallel helped to make in the last days of her life. This is still full of her energy and her thumbprints. So show people and tell the story that this is a life of a place of life. This is Hallel. She's 13 and a half. Like Kenya, how old are you?
13 and a half.
13 and a half. What do 13 and a half girls do in the summer? This is what she wanted to do. Wake up not so early and go to her friends. And she loved to dance. And she had just the night before an amazing show where she danced. We have this group dance of religious girls that could dance. And she danced. She's a dancer. And we were sitting with her at 12 o'clock at night, and she said, you know, Abba Ima was so great. I went dancing, and tomorrow I'm going to have another performance. And today she was supposed to have another one. Today. And we were sitting with her, and the next morning at 8:38 in the morning, she was murdered. In the same room, you could afterwards, you know, wander, and there's one room with 3 girls. 3 girls sleep in the same room. And what does a parent do in the morning? He opens the shades and he says, good morning. And that's what Amichai did. I wasn't home. And the 2 girls, we had a miracle, that the 2 small girls already was the last day of school, so we sent them early. Otherwise, it will be a slaughter of 3 girls. And the terrorist, an Arab, a Muslim, 17. Who has kids 17? What hatred could be that a boy 17 could learn? Who are your teachers? Who are your friends? What day school did you go that you've been taught so much hatred? Came and slaughtered her. He didn't by accident. He stabbed her, and he turned her, and he stabbed her 8 times. After 2 seconds, she was dead. And then we had another miracle and passed it on, because we're living in death and life and death and life. My husband came back, and they told him something happened here. So he came with his friend and another friend. And Amichai, my husband, is opening the house, and he ran to the room of Hallel, and he saw her dead, and he started screaming, Hallel, Hallel. And his friend was with him, but the terror Arab Muslim was waiting in the house. He was wandering, trying to find someone else. He was waiting in the room, and he jumped on Amichai, and he wanted to slaughter him too. But happened a miracle that the 3rd guy was with a weapon, a tzaddik. His name is Hanoch Kahana. He took out his gun and he shot the Arab. And luckily, he killed him, because otherwise they would take him to the hospital, and they would cure him and send him. And luckily he's dead, Baruch Hashem. But the middle guy lost an eye. Right. Esther's son. And Esther, the mother, came and said, my son lost an eye, but he's alive. And we're living here. It said, Lagid baboker chasdecha ve'emunatcha balelot. During the morning, we're trying to praise. During the night, we're going to cry. During the morning, you've seen now the Minister of Education. I told him, you're the only one that I called you and asked you, please come, because we have 2 other girls in the day school and the kindergarten, and they need help. They need strength, and they need projects, and the teachers need help. I just want to tell you, mothers and fathers, we have a small community here. We have a small school of 120 kids. Okay? In the Charsina, 3 things of terror happened in the half year of the first circle of girls. My girl, she's 8 years old. Thank God she went to the day camp. The school is making a day camp. They hug her, they kiss her, they took her. Our small-year-old went also to day camp. This is the strength of the community to continue. But they need help. And by you coming here and saying, we'll walk and see the vineyards, we'll drink the wine, we'll say to the people, Chizkuven. So this is so important. I'll say one more thing, and then maybe Neri, you could say something too. Down the path, maybe Yuda could take him, there's a place called Mitzpeh Avichai. Okay, it's also on the name of somebody that was murdered. You could see on the hill below, Jews want to live here because this is the land of Kiryat Arba. There's a plan of 20 years to settle this place, but just because bureaucratic things, they don't let the place be settled. So now Jews are staying this week. We need Jews to build a settlement here so we won't be the last house. Okay? And I'll ask just, Neri, say a few words about how you remember Hallel, and then afterwards ask, and feel free to talk and say anything you remember. Neri's the oldest son. Say a story of Hallel. Speak loud.
שלא תדעו עוד צער.
תודה רבה.
אני עכשיו עובר לעבודה.
תודה רבה. תודה רבה. תודה לכם. This is the this is the minister. Next time. He wants to. This is right. This is Naftali Bennett. He also did the hesped for Hallel, and the one in charge of education. We came here. We want him to work to see how can they strengthen our community. But please, Neri, say a story.
You know, I don't have really so much to say, but and I know I don't like to be like recorded and everything, but you know.